Hi, I'm Dan the Puppet Man. Welcome to the Puppet Vision Studio. Today we're going to be talking about how to make a glorified sock puppet in bulk. We'll start with the mouth of the puppet. I begin first of all with a template, 90 millimeters across there and 60 millimeters across there for half of the mouth. I've actually created a template which you will find on our Puppet Vision website. So I take an ice cream container and use the template to cut 4 halves for the mouth. A heavy duty craft knife to take off the flat edges. We'll then use a pair of scissors to cut out the 4 pieces. I like to use cloth tape because A, it lasts a lot longer, and B, if you ever want to put your puppets through the washing machine, this is something which is going to last. Separate the 2 mouths, then lay this part of the mouth on top of the other part. Now there's a very important reason for that, and that is that if you glue the mouth, butt it up against there, and then try and close it, that's not going to want to close. Use some spray adhesive to stick them onto a fabric. Remember that you have to spray on the opposite side of the tape. Use any red fabric that you like. You could have black fabric, but I like the shiny red material because it just gives it a little bit of a lift. Now we can start laying the mouthpieces on the fabric. This is probably the sort of job you want to do while you're watching your favorite TV program at night. You can use cardboard, use some old linoleum from when you've had the floor relaid. Polar fleece is an ideal material because it's soft, it stretches, and you need to make the tubes this way along the fabric because the stretch is like this, which means that the puppet mouth is going to be able to stretch to open. The first measurement you want to make on the polar fleece is at 150 millimeters or 15 centimeters. The second measurement you want to make is 30 centimeters or 300 millimeters. Now I've gone and made my marks along here. The next thing I'm going to do is cut out the first tube. You can make a chalk line if you like so that you've got a line to follow. I'll fold this piece over here and that will make another tube similar to the first one. So what we have from that is 5 tubes that we can make puppets from. Now we come to the stitching of the tubes for the body of the puppet. And using the overlocker, of course, gives you a nice finished edge. But if you don't have an overlocker, you'll want to go down the edge of the seam for an ordinary sewing machine and put some pins in. A stitch all the way down one side, and I like to run 2 stitches because of the way we have to cut the fabric. Now that your tube is sewn, you want to cut sections out around about every 40 centimeters or 400 millimeters, and putting a mark in around about the center, another 40 centimeters up to here, another 40 centimeters up to here, and so on. There is a template that you can download under free stuff, and I've cut one of those out just to give you a basic idea of the shape that you want to cut for the mouth. The second one straight across. Both ends become the bottom of your puppet. This becomes the mouth. So one puppet will have a seam that comes across its forehead and down to the top of its mouth. The other puppet will have a seam that comes up underneath its chin. You'll have 6 individual ones. You'll want to cut this one on the curve like that. So it gives you that sort of a shape for the top of the piece where the mouth is going to go in, and then you want to cut the second one straight across. Then you have 1 puppet, 2 puppets. If you're confident enough, you can just go ahead and cut around about that shape without even using your template. To attach the mouth to the head, we'll start with the seam, and I put the seam right at the top end of the mouth. So once you've got those 8 pins in, you can start your sewing machine. Once you've got that made, you reach inside, fold your puppet that way, hold the mouth, and turn it the right way around. And you've got yourself a beautiful little blank for a puppet.
Hey, g'day! I need some eyes and some other stuff.
Well, we're going to work on that next.
Thanks.